Hey, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Choir Katrina. And we've got Jazzy Joel.
Hey, guys. What's up?
You got jazz hands.
Yeah, I do jazz hands.
Yeah. All right, so we are here to discuss the brand new Joker film, a follow-up to the 2019 Joker. This one's called Joker, Folie A Deux.
I do.
And I don't know what that means. Do you know what it means? And did I even spell it right?
No, you didn't. Oh yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah, I think you did spell it right.
Folie A Deux?
Yeah.
I think I spelled it right.
You did. I thought
It's
you put
delusion.
UE.
Oh, delusion.
Or mental illness shared by two people in close association.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That works.
So, yeah.
All right. So Joel, can you let us know who is a part of this one?
I sure can. Hold on. All right. So this one stars Joaquin Phoenix again. He was in 8mm, which was a Nicolas Cage movie, like in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Ladder 49, which I forget. I love that movie, but it's been years since I've seen it. And Walk the Line. So knew he could sing from that movie there.
Yeah.
And then an upcoming horror thriller called Polaris. Polaris. So,
Okay.
and I think that's in post, so that'll probably be next year. He's got like 2 horror movies coming out next year, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, nice.
And we got Lady Gaga. She was in 15 episodes of American Horror Story.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Machete Kills, which I don't remember her in
She
whatsoever.
was in that.
I
Okay.
didn't either. It's been years since I've seen it, but
Yeah.
Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, which is the sequel to Sin City, and A Star Is Born, which is what most people are gonna know her from, besides being Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And then we've got Brendan Gleeson. He's Jackie. He's the officer at the prison.
Yep.
He was in Bruges.
Yep.
It's a great movie. 28 Days Later, Lake Placid, The Village, and a couple of the Harry Potter movies as well. Which we got to do 28 Days Later because we're getting a third one here soon. It was written by Scott Silver. He wrote The Mod Squad, John's, and in development, the untitled Hulk Hogan biopic.
Yes. I hear that's been delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yeah.
This needs to happen.
Most recently, Todd Phillips was supposed to direct it. He dropped out. So
yeah.
So they don't.
I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
Man.
I know that's been in development for like years.
That needs to happen.
And Todd Phillips wrote this as well. He as well as wow, I can't talk right now. Borat, Due Date, War Dogs, and Starsky and Hutch.
Okay.
This was directed by Todd Phillips as well, who directed Due Date, War Dogs, and Starsky and Hutch. He just did not direct Borat. Those are the ones that he wrote.
Okay. All right. So, struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets the love of his life, Harley Quinn, while incarcerated at Arkham State Hospital. Okay.
All right.
So, this was announced. Lady Gaga was announced as Harley Quinn pretty early on. We got that like a couple years ago, I think. And then there was speculation about it being a musical. So that's going to be a big part of what we talk about. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the critics and the audience. And see what they think so far.
Yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes, this is rotten. The tomato meter gave it 33%.
Wow.
And the popcorn meter gave it 30%.
Wow.
Oh man!
So they're about even.
People were brutal on this one.
I know.
I thought the critics would have been a little nicer to it.
Well,
seems
they
like
weren't
a
even
critic.
nice to the
I don't know, to the
original.
other one. Yeah.
Well, this is more. This one
artsy.
feels more artistic than the
Yeah.
first one did. Yeah.
Yeah. And then IMDb gave it a 5.3.
No, I'm looking at the score.
Oh, gave it a 5.3. And Google gave it a 1.7.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Numbers are way different than Joker 1.
Yep.
It was just so highly anticipated, with such a
And there
high
was
bar.
such
Yeah.
the first one was so good. Just so well done. And the story was left with just so ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't meet it where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And the trailers made it seem like they were going to. I was questioning it when I knew it was a musical. I was like, I wonder how this will be. I don't mind musicals. I like musicals. And so I wasn't even as turned off as people who don't like musicals at all. But it was like, how are you going to go from this dark, just meaningful movie to then turning it to a musical? And Joel, I remember we talked about it a few weeks ago, and you had had some, anticipation of how it could fit as a musically inclined movie, but not full musical style.
Yeah.
And I wish that they would have done more so what you were talking about. I feel like this was definitely a musical.
There was some in there, for sure.
Yeah.
Some of it was in his head, but
Yeah.
between both the Joker and Harley Quinn, this should have worked so much better being a musical than it actually did. Because I love musicals too. I know one of your favorite movies is Moulin Rouge, which is definitely a musical. So.
Yes, 100%. I love musicals. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, some of it worked as being in his head, and some of it just, I don't want to say, it didn't work for me, but definitely wasn't needed at all.
Yes, it didn't add value.
No. And I don't know. It easily should have worked between the both of them, especially as that. But it's just I don't know. I don't know if Todd Phillips is trying to break into the musical genre now. but stay in your lane.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
You're good with comedies, and you're good. His directing was actually really good. Everything in this movie should have worked. It was displaced. Some of the music was displaced. The fact, I don't want to go into too much detail.
Well,
about things, but
when we get to spoilers, I will really go to town on everything.
There's a lot in the spoilers section for this movie.
Yeah.
The ending especially.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't hate it. I'm not going to say it's a 30%. It's not. Yeah. It's not that bad of a movie. It's definitely not a 95, which is what I gave Joker. But I don't know. Everything, all the ingredients was there for a really good. Lady Gaga didn't get nearly as much to do in this movie as Harley Quinn. I've seen her be crazy in American Horror Story. I knew, when she was announced, I was like, I've seen her in American Horror Story. She can do Harley Quinn. But they didn't give her anything to actually do in the movie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So
as Harley Quinn,
as Harley Quinn, yeah.
They gave her a lot of parts in the movie.
Oh, they did. But yeah, as deranged, she's supposed to be like Joker. Like they have a really sick relationship in the cartoons and the comics. But she's a demented character, and I didn't get that at all in this movie.
No.
And they kind of just threw. I mean, they just kind of threw the character away. It literally could have been anybody that he was obsessed with, in this role.
Yeah, I think they were trying to have some commentary about like obsessed fans or like people who, you know, are obsessed about serial killers in prison or you know who fall in love with these people, you know, because of, you know, whatever infamous story there is about them.
Yeah.
So I think that they were trying to like kind of touch on that, but we don't
do that with Harley Quinn. Like,
we don't need that in this. Like, that's for a different movie. Like, we don't need that in this.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just, I felt like it was pretty slow. I felt like the musical numbers were too long and there was too many of them. I didn't feel like they added value to the story. Anything that was interesting in this movie was not real. So it was like, okay, like I got somewhat entertained during those moments, and then it's like, okay, now we're back to the boring movie. I thought it was good acting. You know, it was shot well, it was very well made. You know, Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, they both did, you know, good, solid acting. Yeah. I just did not like the way the story progressed. I wanted it to go in different directions, and it started to kind of lean, and then it just didn't. And it just, it's like a very well made movie that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Well, and like that's the thing, is maybe it would have been maybe a good movie if it wasn't the follow-up to the Joker.
Sure. If this was not a Joker film.
Yeah.
If this was something else.
If it was just a movie.
I could say, okay, cool. Like I could see the audience for that.
Yeah.
But you're taking on Joker, so it's like, I don't know who this is for.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for the comic book fans, that's for sure.
No, you're taking on Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And there's another character in this also that they're not going to do anything with.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who's a character.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
like,
the original one, like, they really honed in on like getting that feel, like we talked about, the feel of Gotham City. They had Batman in there. They had, I mean, like Bruce Wayne and Tom Wayne, and like they had the references, and they had the feel of the city, and they just didn't grasp that like they did in the original, and they had all the ingredients, and they just didn't put them together correctly. And they I mean, it's just, it was really unfortunate and
baffling.
It was. And it was like confusing to me why they went the direction that they went. And we'll talk about that way more in spoilers. With this movie, I feel like there's not a whole lot we can talk about necessarily without just going into spoilers. But
the plot and everything.
I will say that the trailer I felt like kind of got you excited, like, okay, we're gonna see like this movie.
It made it seem like kind of action packed and like fun, and it was not.
And
it was advertised that way, and it was not.
the only actiony and like jokery parts I felt like were in the trailer.
Yeah.
And so we already saw that.
Yeah.
And then the way that they ended up going, like the full scene was like, I enjoyed it more when I just watched it in the trailer. Like, I look way crazier.
To me, being a musical, because it is a musical. There's no dance numbers, but it's a musical.
Kind of some dance, but
he danced, but
some dances. Yeah,
he danced,
like
but like when people were around him, like they were just
not like
So it doesn't like get too crazy with that, but to me it feels like when slasher movies decide to go to space on like number 10 or 11 of their franchise, except they did it on number 2. I'm like, what are you doing? There's so much more story that can be told here before you go to that extreme.
I love that reference.
That's a good way to put it. And they were trying to kind of play around like with the marketing, like the actors and director and everything is like, oh, it's not really a musical, you know. And they were trying to kind of like pull back on the initial label that was given because they saw that people were like, what? Like, that doesn't sound good. So then they tried to kind of step back on using that word.
Maybe they should have just maybe they should have just redone the movie.
To be fair, it was a good 10 minutes before we got a musical number. So like musicals,
I was wondering like
there are like
maybe it's not so much of a musical, but then it
but once we got it, then
we got it every like 5 or 10 minutes. But in most musicals, it's like even the talking is singing, and it's all throughout. So in that sense, it's not a musical because we actually get dialogue, we actually get characters talking, and
although there was some of that where they started doing some of that. Where they would just talk and then
talk
he's
and
like, stop singing.
That
was funny. But
that's what I was thinking most of the movie.
I know. Well, this is the thing is and this is the thing. This is coming from someone who loves musicals, loves music, loves musicals. I do not mind someone breaking out in song randomly in life in general. But when the musical numbers hit in this movie, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, when is it over? They did not add to it. And it was not enjoyable to me. It was just like, okay, I was into this. Like I was enjoying the story. Let's get back to the actual story. Like
to that point, I feel like it might be slightly different if we actually like knew what the songs were. Because I didn't know any of the songs that were in this movie at all.
Yeah. And that's true. That's very true.
It could have been slightly different if there were at least in the trailer for the first movie, there was songs and that I actually knew from like, you know, with like Frank Sinatra or whatever. But there weren't any. There may have been one song that I recognized in this entire movie. That was it.
Well, I like the "That's Life" song that, you know, is kind of a theme in the first movie, and then it's played a little bit in this one.
Yeah,
I feel like that fits really well. But the other stuff was like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know the words here. And it doesn't need like when you're just singing, there's no music or anything. I just stop. Just stop singing. And you have no tune. There's no melody. Like, I can't even understand what you're saying because you're whisper singing.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Well, and to be fair, like there's other musicals where we don't know the song.
Yeah.
But they're catchy. But the songs are like catchy.
Yeah,
that's part of like songs. A musical.
Yeah.
Is they make the songs catchy. And like the one song that they kept showing in the trailer and that the like first song, they're like, put on a happy face or like that thing. I don't remember the line that they were saying.
Yeah.
But that was like catchy, you know.
Yeah.
But the rest of the songs, they weren't even, you know, catchy songs. It was almost like an opera type, like musical, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 I was not impressed with for most of the songs Joaquin Phoenix was singing either. I'm like,
no,
you won an award for Walk the Line. What are you doing?
Yeah, he sounded horrible. I was like, man, but I was thinking that was kind of like how he was supposed to sound as the Joker.
Yeah.
You know? And so I just felt like that was maybe an artistic you know, choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like he was hard to understand a lot of times in his singing.
Yeah.
And it was like almost too stark of a difference with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's like got a beautiful voice.
She's Lady Gaga.
Yeah. I don't like her like I wouldn't just put on some Lady Gaga music, but like her voice is beautiful. Like she
like that song The Shallow.
Oh yeah, I do love that song.
The Star is Born.
Star is Born. Yeah.
I do love that song.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I've seen it.
She's good in that one. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, it's
the non-musical fan has seen it, and the musicals haven't.
It's not a musical.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought it was I thought there was like a lot of music in that.
I mean, there's music, but it's more of like a music. It's a music movie, like about someone becoming a musician. But it's not a musical.
Yeah.
So there is. Music,
so it's like the Elvis movie versus the Elton John movie.
Yeah.
Both
Elton John movie is musical.
Yeah.
Elvis movie.
Yeah.
Both.
Both. Fabulous,
it's a sad movie though. Stars Born is pretty depressing. Surprisingly, I was not expecting that.
How did you see that and I didn't?
I don't know.
Maybe you did. You just don't remember it.
All right.
I think I watched it by myself. I think I did.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? So let's go ahead and rate this, and then we'll complain about other stuff.
All right. I'm excited to hear your guys' ratings.
Okay. I'll go first this time. Sometimes my rating is going to be a little maybe exaggerated.
Yeah.
At first. I was prepared to have low expectations. One, because it was classified as a musical. Two, because I had heard a lot of people did not like it when it was like being shown. And so we saw it, after a number of people had already seen it, and I had already seen some negative reviews. So my expectations were pretty low. But after watching the Joker the other day and then watching this, it's such a disappointment. It could have been a really, really cool movie. So I'm going to go with a 52.
Wow.
What?
That was like exactly the number I had in my head.
Man, it's not. Gotta give it some credit for like acting and directing and
that's why it's good.
That's why it's not in the 30s.
Yeah, it gets half credit.
Yeah,
because that's only half of what you need.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm. It's gonna feel like I love this movie. And giving it a 72.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean that's still like it's a C. IMDb, that's a great score, but I don't know that's still basically a C. I don't know. It's
not a horror movie.
This one is not a horror movie.
100% a drama musical.
Not a horror movie.
Yeah,
the only reason we're doing this is because we did Joker, which is a horror movie.
Yeah.
I was also disappointed with this one too, because it definitely Like it's not even it really shouldn't have been as difficult to even make this movie better than it was. Like you had Joker and you have Harley Quinn. That's all you need. You've got take the elements from the first Joker and put them into this movie. You don't need them at the hospital. You don't need them in some of the places that he's at. I don't know. I don't know why Joaquin Phoenix agreed to come back. Like he doesn't do sequels.
Yeah.
He refuses to do sequels, and this is gonna just like basically, cement that idea for him even more that he doesn't do sequels.
Well, and like, why did he agree to it after reading the script? Like he could have been like, no, you are not taking this in the right direction. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. It was just, no.
He's one of the actors that chooses what he wants to do. Like he does say no with roles. So it's like, oh, they just gave a bunch of money to him. No, he's not. He's not that type of actor. He's turned down several roles because he doesn't like the script before. So it's just like, what did you see?
Yeah, it's surprising. It is very surprising because I don't know. I was going between 48 and 52, but like I had in my head that 52, so I'll stick with you as well. I was but I think that you're right that watching Joker right before this really made it even more disappointing.
Yeah.
It was
if I hadn't done that, then this movie would have been like just okay, yeah, it's not my thing. I didn't like it, but it's like whatever. I probably would have given it a little bit of a higher score if it wasn't so fresh in my mind how good that movie was. Yeah. And it was just very disappointing. Yeah. So and it's not like it was done by a whole new team. Yeah. And so so like new director or
not at all
different direction or something. To make it my own thing, like happens.
Yeah, I feel like there's like at least a decent excuse in that.
Yeah.
This is like, what were you thinking? Yeah. So
and there's so much effort that goes into making a movie like this.
And wasn't the
like it probably took a lot more effort to write these songs. Well, I don't know if they had to write the songs, but to do this production, for a musical. I mean, it was a lot more money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot more time and effort and energy goes into making a movie like this rather than what they made already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and for nothing.
What was the point?
For a fail.
I feel like because I have a feeling that like the studios like really wanted Todd Phillips to make another sequel. Obviously, after making $1 billion, that he was like, I'm just going to use up all of their money, make it a musical. Because the first one was only like $30 million. Based, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
It is a comedic
director. It's like, give me $200 million and I'll make it. Like, and then just throw in a bunch of random songs in there that he had to pay for.
The studio still has to approve of the film, though. They're not going to release a film that they don't approve of.
This is what they approved of.
Like,
they must have low bar.
They must have.
Yeah, they just trusted. Like, well, he killed it with Joker, so we'll trust him with this one.
The whole time, though, even before they started filming, the whole time that it was announced to be a musical, so much criticism and so much just like just people were baffled as to how you can go in that direction. And I don't know why they just said, we're gonna do it anyways. It's like, okay, nice job. All right, well, like and subscribe to our channel, comment, send us a message. We're gonna get into spoilers. Go to patreon.com/scaretalk to continue to join us for that. Otherwise, we will see you next time.